Welcome in to Wildcat Sports Talk. Let's join Adam Webb and Tim Brandstetter now.
Welcome in to Wildcat Sports Talk presented by the Kentucky Daily. My name is Adam.
And my name is Tim.
And we are broadcasting live again here in the Wildcat Sports Talk studios here at the Kentucky Daily. And listen, I'm excited, man. I'm excited because we're back together again. I was out, I had a rough life last week.
Oh, yeah.
It was
enjoying the sun and the beach and everything else, man. Just living it up while I was stuck back here in Kentucky.
It was tough, man. It was tough. But, man, you got to go to the spring game. You said it wasn't so bad, was it?
No, it wasn't bad at all. I'll be honest with you. Even though the weather was pretty rough, it was cold, there was a little bit of rain, a little bit of snow, I would have actually preferred being at the spring game as opposed to being at the beach.
You know, truth be told, the pictures that you got, man, were fantastic. The time that you got to spend down there, it looked awesome, man. And I really wish I would have been there with you. But hey, you know what?
I missed you, man. I missed you down there walking around on the sidelines, and got to see a lot of people, talk to a lot of people. Got to see Bo Allen, talk to him.
Got to see our friends, man.
Yeah,
that's
Chance
the biggest part.
I got to see Chance, and we talked a little bit on the sidelines, and it's always good to see our guys down there doing their thing, man. And there's a lot to be excited about this football team.
So that's going to be my biggest takeaway, man, and I want to really pick your brain. I'm going to interview you, okay? What is your, what is going to be a strength for Kentucky, and what's going to be a weakness?
Well, I'm not real sure about the defense. I think it'll be good, but, man, the options on the offensive side of the ball are crazy. I don't remember a time in my life that we had so many options on offense. As far as we're deep at running back, man.
So do you think there's a situation where Kentucky can go 2 tight ends?
Definitely.
Do you think there's a situation they can go 5 wide?
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, that's going to be –
I mean, there's young guys, but I think they can do it, man, because there's some talented receivers in there, man. Dane Key, dude, that guy's tall. He's flashy. He's got a little pizzazz to him. You know what I mean? He's got some he scored that touchdown and started dancing in the end zone. I was like, I like this dude. Like, he's talented, man. And at running back, I mean, we're just loaded. I mean, Cavassier Smoke might be the 4th guy on the list.
That's right. Hey, listen, if you want to get in on the hotline tonight, you know what? I'm going to open it up early. I don't normally open it up this early, but I'm going to go ahead and do that. Get in on the Kentucky Daily Hotline, 859-428-8419. That is the number to call if you would like to get in on the show. Now, I don't really want to harp on this all summer, and I'm not going to. So maybe the last conversation that we have in regards to this, but we have to have it. All right, one more time. What are your thoughts on the potential of losing Shaden Sharp after kind of being sort of, as bad as I hate to say it, we were lied to?
Well, I might go back and look at this now,
show if he
later.
Comes back, here's the thing. If he comes back, here's what most people are saying they think he's gone, right? But if he comes back and proves all those people wrong, well, that's amazing. Yeah. We'll take him.
Well, that's what I was going to say, man. I know we got a call coming in, but I've got to say this before we talk to the caller. I might look back on this show and go, man, I sounded stupid. Like, I don't know what I was talking about. But I'm going to go ahead and say it. I'll be happy if that happens. But, dude, there's no chance that Shaden Sharp plays for Kentucky. None. Zero. I don't care what anybody says. Shaden Sharp is gone. He's not only gone, he was never here.
I want to hold that thought and take this caller. Who's on the line here with Wildcat Sports Talk?
Will Bolton.
Hey, Will. How you doing, man? It's good to hear from you.
Good to hear from you, too. Sorry I haven't been watching. I've been sick here lately.
Yeah, okay.
Well, man, are you feeling better?
Are you feeling better?
Feeling much better. I saw Oscar Seablay today.
Okay.
Oh, wow, that's cool. That'll make anybody feel better.
I love me some Oscars, so.
Yeah, I saw him actually walking out of Fayette Mall as soon as I got there.
Well, did you say hi? Did you get a picture with him?
I said hi to him. I just didn't want to bother him.
Yeah, I get that. I get that. I'm sure they appreciate that.
Yeah, I just said hi to him and asked him what his decision was on going to the NBA. He said he still doesn't know yet.
Okay, well, hey, at least you asked him. I admire that.
Listen, you straight up asked him.
Yeah.
Look, hey, you're going to want to hear it straight from the horse's mouth.
That's
He's just
right.
going to walk up to you and ask you.
Will's like, well, he might not tell me, but he's going to have to not tell me.
Exactly. I think he's wants to surprise Big Blue Nation.
Well, let's put it to you this way.
Wait, could you imagine?
Can you imagine
if Will would have called the show
Yeah.
and gave us the announcement that Oscar was coming back?
Yeah.
That would have been awesome.
Yeah, so what if Oscar had actually said, man, I've decided I'm coming back to Kentucky? Do you think you could have called this show and
That would have
anybody
made me go out of my clothes and stuff.
Well, do you I lost it there. Do you think that you could have come on this show and told everybody that, and then people would have believed you?
Probably not, but I would have been like, I saw him today at the mall, and he said, I'm coming back, but I'm waiting to hear the decision, but I think Shaden Sharp's going to leave, though.
Hey, Will,
There's no way of him coming back.
Will, first I got to say, if you did get that announcement and you had the information that he was coming back, you wouldn't go on any other show and say it but Wildcat Sports Talk, would you?
Nope, just Wildcat Sports Talk.
That's right,
That's
man.
right,
He is faithful, and we appreciate that.
Hey, he wears our shirts.
He
he's got a hat. He's got the whole 9
He is
yards.
a true fan.
Yeah.
He is. Now, Will, what was you saying about Sharp?
I just don't see him coming back.
No. Yeah, you're right. And I feel like we've been sort of lied to on that, but it is what it is.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, man, it's good to hear from you, Will, and we hope you call in again soon, okay?
Yes, sir. Go Big Blue.
Go Big Blue.
Go Big Blue, man. I like Will. He's
I do
dude.
too. But no, going back to the Shaden Sharp, I'm frustrated about it because here's my whole thing about this. All right, now I'm going to go back to this, and I'm going to go back to this one more time. We played 7 guys against St. Peter's. Dude, that's unacceptable. When you've got a guy that's going to go 8 in the draft, sitting on the bench, not playing, and I got flamed from everybody because I said, well, it's a shame we didn't play Shaden Sharp. Well, yeah, now it is. Now who's laughing?
Well, if we would have played him back earlier, whenever we were both told by an inside source that he was going to play the next day.
Yeah.
If we would have played him then, he would have been ready against St. Peter's.
Well, but not
You
just
know what I mean?
that.
He would have been able to play. He would have been able to contribute.
Now you've got a guy that's gone to Western Kentucky that might have been able to contribute against St. Peter's. I would argue that our first 10 guys, and I would say including the walk-ons, are better than everybody on that roster against St. Peter's.
Yeah. Yep.
Why did we not play those guys?
Well, look, Christopher. Christopher says, Cal stopped playing half the team, hurt us big late. You know what? That's really important what he just said, Adam. Think about that. Is that not a trend with Calipari that whenever it gets crunch time, it gets tough situation, that he tightens up the rotation and he gets scared to put in players?
Yeah.
Like he does. He gets scared to play players, and he just wants to go with 5 or 6 guys and just play them.
That's right. The fact that Grady admitted to playing on a bad foot today adds to the question of why Sharp never played. You know what? You're exactly right.
That's a good point, Derek.
That's exactly right. And I wanted to bring that up. Yeah, Grady did say that today, and it's crazy. Vernon, I'm going to say hi, buddy. How you doing? It's good to see you on here.
What's up, Vernon?
I'm being nice.
I know we're trying to be
being
nice.
Yes,
Cal is hard-headed.
He's very much hard-headed. So. And then of course Vernon comes in hot. He the thing is I go nice.
Yeah.
And then
he's like, no, we're not playing that game.
No, we're not playing that game. Okay, well that's fine. Everybody's got to have one. We have a villain, and he's our villain. Here's my question, Adam and Tim. If Cal didn't play Sharp because he wasn't ready for college basketball, but now he's ready for the NBA. Well,
good point.
That's a good point too. I would just say the only caveat to that is if most NBA players don't really go straight into, they go to the G League and they figure it out. And if he can go there and make money, that's probably what he's going to do. I mean, I'm just sorry. That's just it. That's just it.
And you know how Scott said I was exactly right, that Sharp was never here. Here's something I want to say, Adam. Okay, you ready for this? I want everybody to remember I said this. I'll say if, because it's not official that he's going to the NBA right now, but I know he's going. So here's my thing, and I hope everybody can agree with me on this. He was never a Kentucky player. Don't put Kentucky down in his college, and I don't want to keep up with him whenever we're keeping up with former Kentucky players. I don't want to hear about him.
Golly, Tim.
I said it.
Dude,
He did not play at Kentucky.
I would have never said that.
He did not play at Kentucky. Don't put Kentucky on his name in the draft either. I mean, did he play for Kentucky? Did he play for Kentucky? No.
But what if that's not his decision?
Well, he could have played.
What if that's not his decision, though?
Well, it wasn't Cal's
What if he
decision.
came here with the intention of playing? We don't know the story, Tim. So I'm just playing the
Cal was like, man, he's one of the best players I've ever seen, but I'm not going to play.
Yeah, because he's players first. Think about that. Dude, Cal does stuff like that.
Yeah, but if he wanted to play, then he's players first, and he plays him, right? The player wanted to play. Can't convince me he wanted to play. If he stays, then all that changes. But if he goes right now to the NBA, he did not play for Kentucky. Don't put it on his name.
Well, I knew people would agree with you. I just would have never said it. You're going to say it. I didn't say it. Well, I'm usually the one that's too emotional. I'm over here like trying to tell you you're being too emotional.
Dude, I just think, gosh, man, don't use our program.
So listen, Vernon, just by the way, you're trying to call my personal cell number, and our number's right there at the bottom of your screen. I guess,
Dude,
boy,
we're talking Vernon, though.
It is Vernon. It's hard for him to see that down there.
It takes him a little while to figure things out.
Oh, man. And you know what? The thing is I'll answer it if he can just figure out the right number. You'll get it in a minute.
Yeah. I tell you what, Vernon, hand your phone to someone else.
Let them dial
Have
it
them
for
read
you.
the number for you. And then we can talk.
Oh, man. You know, but
There
it is.
Good job, Vernon.
No, that's not him.
Oh, okay.
That's not him. I don't think it's him. You are on with Wildcat Sports Talk. Who is this?
Matt from Kentucky, or Madisonville, Kentucky.
Madisonville. How we doing? Checking in. Hey, did you all fare okay with the storms last night? I know it was pretty rough over there.
Yes, we did. Dawson had their sirens going off. I talked to a buddy of mine, and they made it.
That's good, man.
Made it through
That's good.
I was just gonna call. I was calling to talk about Kilden Grady. About his about the end of the season, and I feel bad for the guy. He had such a great season. I thought, and hated to see it go out the way it did for him, and especially for Ty.
Yeah, man.
I know they had a lot on minds, I'm sure.
Yeah, it was tough because he had such a great season shooting the ball, and we were all expecting big things for Grady at the end of the season, and then we find out today that he actually was struggling with some issues there with his feet?
With his foot. Which is
yeah.
amazing to me because it's like we didn't know that, so Cal couldn't have made an adjustment. That's an interesting concept.
Yeah, I mean, and it goes back to St. Peter's. I mean, I feel like I'm one of the biggest Kentucky fans there ever was, but I just felt like if they could have got through that game, that would have been their tough game, and then they would have marched on to play Murray, and they would have blown them out, and then they would have played. I mean, like I say, I make it look so good talking about it, but it's just that's one of those Calipari losses that everybody needs to lay off of him. He's here to stay for 6 more years, and it's kind of like Rick Pitino.
But to be fair,
had some tough losses.
To be fair, though, I mean, we went 9-16 last year.
Yeah.
We lose in the first round of the tournament this year. Don't you think it's time to be a little bit critical?
Oh yeah, I'm all about. Calipari's got his work cut out for him. But what I'm saying is, I guess you could forgive him for the COVID season. I mean, everybody. I guess what was it? Eddie Sutton went 13-19 his last season at Kentucky. I mean, Rick Pitino never had what you call a bad season, as far as maybe getting beat by Marquette in the second round of the tournament. But Calipari will get it straightened out. He will. He'll get it straightened out. I have no doubt.
I hope you're right, man. I really do. I like the positivity.
I love it, man. I do, man. I mean, look, I mean, it's been an incredible run since 16. So,
but they did have some injuries, and you just don't make excuses. That's why you play the game, and it's as fans, we can appreciate all the good times that we have had, and we'll have better. There are better days ahead for Kentucky basketball, and they will catch Kansas to become the all-time, winningest program again.
Hey, Mama said there'll be times like this.
That's right. That's right. Hey, listen, man, it's good to hear from you, and thanks for calling in out there in far Western Kentucky. You take care, all right?
All right, you all have a good night.
Take care.
Thanks, brother.
And once again, Vernon, I'm going to spell this out for you.
Somebody asked why we didn't like Vernon.
But they will not answer. No, we're not going to answer my personal cell phone. Yes, you're one of the few people in the world that have that number. But I'm going to tell you, I have a phone number right down here at the bottom, okay? You got to call that number if you want to get in on the show. I'll answer the call, but you just got to call that number.
He must not have anybody sitting with him today.
You see the number right there, Vernon. It's right there.
Let's see if I can help.
It's right here. You see it? There it is. Let's call that. It starts over here, and it ends right here.
Dude, Vernon can't see that on his flip phone.
I mean, 859. 428-8419. Boy, you finally figured it out. I tell you, man, some
people don't want us to talk to Vernon.
Listen, I am just blown away. But I will warn you real quick before you even say one word, is that we are on the radio. So Vernon,
okay.
I need your clean version.
He will. He can do it.
Oh, no, I got you. I can't believe, first of all, I want to start off, I've been in Facebook jail for a while, guys.
Well,
wow.
Man.
That's the least shocked I've been in a long time.
Boy, tell me something I didn't already figure out anyway.
I'm in Facebook, and I've been in jail for a while. Can you believe that?
Oh, yeah, we can believe that, yes.
Yeah.
The next thing I can't believe is how you had that last caller on before, because I told you about Kentucky. I know you guys gonna whine and cry and moan and groan. You was 9-16, 9-15, 9-16.
Now make this quick, Vernon, because I've only got about 2 minutes to talk to you. I'm sorry, but that's all I got.
You got beat by a 15 seed that could not beat. Woodbine actually beat them. Woodbine.
Well, that's funny because they made it all the way to the Elite Eight. So I guess Woodbine is really good.
No, they wouldn't let us play them on national TV.
Huh?
Wouldn't let us play.
Was it Purdue they couldn't beat? I mean, they did beat.
They beat Purdue.
Yeah.
And they all, then they lost to North Carolina. But, North Carolina was in the Final Four and,
well,
and on to the championship game.
Out of the final 6 teams that was in the Final Four, or the final 6 teams in that tournament, how many of them was ACC and how many was SEC? Go ahead. I'm waiting on your answer.
Okay.
How many of the 6 teams that was in the Final Four, Adam?
Well, Vernon, listen.
50%. Go ahead. I didn't mean to jump in on.
Well, but let's talk about that for just a second, okay? Let's talk about let's go back to that. All right.
All right.
Number one. Okay. North Carolina got hot really good at the end of the year. Okay. They beat Duke twice. Once in the ACC championship and again in the Final Four. Okay.
Yeah. I suffered that before. In 1989, Oklahoma beat Kansas 2 times in regular season.
How did you suffer? Was that when you were a bandwagon Kansas fan? I'm sorry.
No. That was.
Who were you rooting for then? I don't know who you're rooting for. You change it every year.
Mookie Blaylock, 106 points a game.
Mookie Blaylock. My goodness, he pulls out Mookie Blaylock.
Number one
of all the players.
Did you hear me?
Huh?
Number 1 and 2. Google it. Number 1 and 2 draft choice.
Okay, Sam Bowie was number 1 over Michael Jordan. Next.
I didn't know Mookie was from Woodbine.
I mean,
Did you know Mookie was from Woodbine?
I didn't either.
I think he come through there once. I let him come through because I like him.
Oh, I got to ask you this real quick, Vernon. You said Richie Farmer just had the same surgery for the problem that Grady had. Is that what you said?
He did, actually. I know he's right about that because I talked to Richie, and that's what Richie told me. But I'll say this. Richie's also not playing 3 games a week.
I was getting ready to say, how many games did Richie play before he had that surgery?
Do what now?
You were calling Grady, weak. Let's just say that for a different word.
Well, I mean, Richie strung it out for the last 30 years and ain't had that surgery, and he's now having to have it.
Well,
man.
I mean, Richie was just a whole different level of a player.
Yeah, he's an old school player, man. Those old school guys are tougher, Vernon.
I'll agree.
Listen. Basketball's not half what it was back when Richie was playing. And I'll tell you, we've had a lot of guys from that team on this show, haven't we?
Yes, we've had a lot of guys on this show.
I'm gonna hang up and listen to you.
All right. Well, I'm glad you're listening, Vernon, because you're going to find out over time here that old Adam and Tim, we're right more than we're wrong.
No, not right more than me.
Well,
talk to you later.
See you later.
Vernon. Well, that was pretty tame for Vernon.
For Vernon, that wasn't bad. I can handle that.
We got people that say it's hilarious when we talk to Vernon. Then people are asking us why we even talk to Vernon and let him on the show. It's just fun.
It's just
fun
it's a blast.
To banter back and forth with him.
It's just a blast. Hey, listen, we're going to take more of your calls and more when we return. We've got actually, when we return, I got one segment with Ramon Harris. I was able to check in with him earlier this week. I'm excited about that. You will like like it too. We talk a lot of stuff, and then for the last segment, Tim and I we'll
talk about our documentary.
We'll ring it in, and yes, we've they got to preview that. Tell them about that real quick.
Yeah, I mean, I got to see a little preview of the documentary, Wildcat Sports Talk, that's coming up soon. Man, it's so close.
It's good, isn't it?
We've almost got it done.
It's good, isn't it?
It's awesome.
What about the long video that you and I had no idea about, and we're watching it and we're going, oh, my gosh.
We videoed so much behind-the-scenes stuff, we didn't realize what we were videoing at times.
Yeah.
But it's pretty awesome.
It's good stuff. You guys are going to love it, and you'll be able to see it hopefully in a theater near you very soon.
And Austin, call in before the show's over. We should have a little bit of time after the interview with Ramon.
We will be back. You are listening to Wildcat Sports Talk, presented by the Kentucky Daily.
Too many faces coming in out of the rain. They hear the jazz go down.
If you've been injured in an accident through no fault of your own, you have options. Don't let insurance companies tell you what your case is worth. Call me, Jeremy Bryant, at 606-261-7381. At Bryant Law, we want you to get the highest possible recovery for your injuries. We can help you with your car wreck, slip and fall, or workers' compensation case. No one should have to withstand the pain, suffering, and inconvenience of a debilitating injury without just compensation. Bryant Law, experience you can trust. Come see Kentucky Creative Bistro and Gallery at South Park Center in Corbin. We are an art gallery and bistro serving a variety of sandwiches, cakes, and coffees. We cater to offices, large groups, and deliver to the local area. If you dine in, you'll experience the vast talent that Kentucky has to offer. Our selections for sale include paintings, photography, and crafts. If you are a Kentucky artist wanting to get your work out to the world, contact us today. We are also now seeking writers for our new endeavor, Kentucky Creative Press.
And Harry doesn't mind if he doesn't make the same.
Welcome back into Wildcat Sports Talk, presented by the Kentucky Daily. And as promised, we are checking in now with our guy, Ramon Harris. Ramon. And it's
going on?
It's good to hear from you and see you again, man. It's been way too long. But you're over there. You're 7 hours ahead of us, and so it's nighttime there. It is daytime here. I'm just getting ready for my day. You are wrapping up your day, and and of course, we've already had some connectivity issues in getting this interview going. So, it's just everything is all encompassing. But hey, here we are. But
Yeah.
and you were just talking about how you guys made it to the final, the championship of the tournament, your mid-season tournament. Man, it's exciting. It's exciting stuff.
Yeah, it is, man. We were underdogs. I don't think anybody expected this team to make it to the championship. And we did, man. We fought hard. In this club that I'm on, last year, they won one game.
Wow.
Yeah. So for, me to be a part of a team that was already having a successful season, they felt like I was a piece that they needed to add to the success. Was a great feeling, and it fought hard, man. I tried to bring a chip to this club organization, and we just fell short the last game. But I'm glad that we made it to that point. We made it to the Final Four and we made it to the championship game. So I'm grateful for the opportunity and the experience so far.
That is awesome, man. Yeah. And as I was saying earlier, I mean, you've done well. I mean, you've done well in your own personal game, which is great. How much longer is the season?
Playoffs start this weekend.
Oh wow. Okay. All right.
Yeah, playoffs start this weekend. The first round is best of 3, and we play. We're a 7 seed, so we play the 2 seed. And we'll just see how it goes this weekend.
Cool. Yeah, I'm excited for you, man. I think hey, crazier things have happened. I mean, the 15 seed has beat the 2 seed before in the tournament, so
yeah,
that happens every while.
So it can happen. Anybody can lose any given day.
Yeah.
So I like the team that we have. We have a great squad, great coaching staff. So I'm pretty sure the game plan will be having us prepared to steal one on the road and then try to close it out at home.
You got the James Harden beard going on too.
Yeah, man. It's it's been the overseas struggle a little bit. No haircut. Let it grow out.
So I saw an interesting stat. All right, or an interesting conversation, and I wanted to bring this up to you. All right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Rank these 4 players in order of just solely based on how good they were in college. Just in college. We're not talking about an NBA career. We're talking in college. And are you ready?
Yeah.
Anthony Davis, Kevin Durant, Zion Williamson, Carmelo Anthony.
Carmelo 1. Anthony Davis 2. You said Zion and who else?
Kevin Durant.
Ooh, Kevin Durant 3, Zion 4. Ooh, that's tough.
It is tough. I mean, it really is. Just when you're
AD, I give AD the second slot because they won the chip, but KD in college was. Ooh, that's tough.
Melo in college was, dude. He was
Melo. Everybody who knows me knows who my number 1 is.
Yeah, I knew you would say that. That's why
I love Big Blue Nation, but if you watch the man in college, you know what I mean. It's tricky because KD was just torching teams, man.
He was good, man. He was really good.
He was torching. As a freshman, you at that time coming in, you didn't see too many freshmen coming in and killing like that.
No, and you didn't.
It wasn't a normal thing. Like you see some freshmen play and earn minutes and da. But coming in and being one of the nation's best scorers as a freshman, you don't really see that a lot
No,
at that time.
not at all.
Not in those six, because he was in my class. So you didn't see that a lot in those six.
No, not at all. But Dan, I just had to ask you about that. But let's move on to a subject we've been on. We don't want to stay on it all summer, but it is what it is. It's the hot topic right now. Kentucky losing in the tournament, and a lot of folks are upset, including myself. We felt like we had a better team than that. And now the narrative is sort of switched because you got a guy in Shaden Sharp who may never see the floor at Kentucky. So go from one and done to none and done, and it's a frustration for the fan base. So give them a perspective of the business side, because I know that you have that level head when it comes to that, and I'm sure you understand how upset the fan base is, but you can help them understand maybe why he would make the decision to jump.
If you're Shaden Sharp, right, and you are in a position where you sat out your year, right? You sat out your year, and you've gone through college practices, you've gone through the travel and everything that comes with college, going to class, everything. You've gone through with that. Your ultimate goal is the NBA.
Right.
So if you're in a situation where now is crazy, it's even better now that you don't play than you do in some situations.
Right.
And for him, not playing leaves the question of, okay, so what has happened since then? Obviously you practicing in college practices, you're going to get better. When you're around better talent, you have no choice but to get better unless you're just being super lazy. And we all know at the college level, you're not going to get away with that. So if you're him, you're sitting thinking, okay, do I sit back 1 year, go to school, play in college tournament, and then enter the draft? Or now that I'm eligible, and I think they have him like 7th right now.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to go to school and let them figure out what you can't do?
They actually had him at 5 in some.
Right. So, I mean, you come back to school, obviously your education is important. Like, I'm not trying to downgrade education. But nowadays, he can come in the summers and get his education.
Well, and the other thing is, too, now I will say for the folks out there that are a little worried that he might leave, and rightfully so, because he probably will. But he did not hire an agent. And for him, that's huge, because if you really automatically thought you were going to just leave, you hire an agent because you're going to take that money. You get that payout immediately.
Right.
So why not?
I mean, and the way it's so tricky now, because I hear you can have an agent now.
Well, you can if you want to maintain your college eligibility. You can.
Well, that's crazy. Okay, so see, this is where I'm confused, because I just seen on Instagram, and I was just kind of thinking, I heard you can have an agent in college.
Well, so it's a whole. It depends on, honestly, it really does depend on. From what I understand, now Todd Lanner kind of explained this to me, but a lot of it depends on the university as well.
Okay. Because I'm not gonna speak on it. I seen a college player that's about to come to a school. I'm not gonna say which school, but he already committed to a sports agency.
Yes,
he has.
I know what you're talking about. I actually know what you're talking about, and that is a little bit. It's a little different. Todd Lanner has explained this to me. There's a whole loophole to that, and some players have figured that out. So
okay, see, that's what I'm saying. Where this is getting crazy. Either you can have an agent or you can't. You know what I'm saying? Like, It's so much going on with college sports now, and I understand that the game is changing. Sports are always going to evolve and grow. Everything in life is going to evolve and grow. If you want it to grow, it has to. You can't keep growing up. You got to grow out. So you can continue to build and grow up. But if I'm Shannon Sharp, I'm gonna test the waters. Why not? Why
Right.
why would I not? Why would I not see, especially if you have me top 10? And here's the thing with the draft. If you already have me top 10 and I haven't played a game, I'm gonna figure out if I could keep that top 10 status, and I'm gonna get paid while you guys pick my game apart. Because the way that college basketball is going, the longer you stay in college, the more they pick your game apart, and the lower your stock goes down.
That's true. And the thing is, the one thing I will say that is, if, and it's a big if Shaden were to decide to come back, he probably rises to number one in the draft class. He probably can do that. He probably can make that happen, depending on his play. Now, the worst thing that could happen is that he drops. You know what I mean? So that's the one thing you got to worry about. But if you're him, here's the thing. Next year, I'm told, now I don't know this for certain, but I'm told there's a pretty darn good chance Oscar Tshiebwe comes back. This is kind of the stuff that's been going around. But there's a really good chance that he comes back.
I'm not surprised by that one.
Him, you're probably going to get Severe Wheeler. Jacob Toppin should be back, even though he did declare but did not hire an agent. And then, you get Shaden Sharp on that team, and with the guys you got coming in, you got a pretty loaded team. But this goes to the next question I'm going to ask you as well. Does Coach Cal need to change his philosophy, and will he do it?
Does he need to? Maybe. Will he? Probably not.
See, that's the thing for me is it's become a shooter's game.
Right.
It just has. And his old school dribble drive, pack two guys in the lane, those days are over. Teams are picking that apart. So my thing is Cal is going to have to learn to adapt to the game, and I hope that he does. Because if he does not, then the success he's going to have is going to be few and far between. He's going to have to adapt.
Well, the thing is, like you said, not even just that per se, because even I think the combo of Brooks and Toppin was a good mixture. The thing is now, if you think back to the North Carolina St. Peter's game, Caleb Love just showed, I'm more talented than you, and you can't stop me. And I'm gonna show the world that you can't stop me. So when I was watching that game, I seen the difference is that we're gonna attack you one-on-one, and you can't guard us. As a team, you guys are solid defenders. As a unit.
Right.
But you trying to guard me one-on-one out here out past this 3-point line, I'm gonna go by you. And I'm going to create foul situations, and I'm going to create help situations. Now my shooters are shooting open shots rather than us running sets around the 3-point line, and then we're stuck with a middle ball screen or a side ball screen at the end of the shot clock.
Yeah, man. Well, I like I said, man, I know you're overseas and whatnot. And we haven't heard from you, or we haven't talked on this show in a while.
Right.
But we all still try to stay in touch, and I'm just honestly, I'm glad to hear from you again, man. It's been a long time.
Yeah, we're gonna get back to a routine, man. Now that schedules are allowing us to get back to a regularly scheduled program. Goodness gracious. And, you'd be seeing me a lot more.
Well, and the other thing is too is I mean, if we can, once you get back stateside, man, we'll have to have an event up here sometime, man, where we can all get together.
Yeah, I got to get back in. Yeah, we got to have another one, man. We got to figure that out because, I had a good time last time we had a little event, and it's always good to get back to Lexington too.
There's that, and then of course, my wife, she tells me she needs another tattoo. So,
hey, her and I both. And it's getting close to that time, 34th birthday's coming.
Did I lose you again? I think I did. I think I lost him. He cut out. No, are you back? Are you able to hear me now? Can you hear me? I can hear you, but I can't see you. Well, I can't see him, but
man,
listen, I know he's there. So listen, it's this overseas stuff. It just is what it is. So we'll let him get on out the door and talk to him again soon. But for those of you out there, make sure you stick around because when we return, we're going to take some more of your phone calls and continue the show rolling right along right here on Wildcat Sports Talk, presented by the Kentucky Daily. We'll be right back.
If you've been injured in an accident through no fault of your own, you have options. Don't let insurance companies tell you what your case is worth. Call me, Jeremy Bryant, at 606-261-7381. At Bryant Law, we want you to get the highest possible recovery for your injuries. We can help you with your car wreck, slip and fall, or workers' compensation case. No one should have to withstand the pain, suffering, and inconvenience of a debilitating injury without just compensation. Bryant Law. Come see Kentucky Creative Bistro and Gallery at South Park Center in Corbin. We are an art gallery and bistro serving a variety of sandwiches, cakes, and coffees. We cater to offices, large groups, and deliver to the local area. If you dine in, you'll experience the vast talent that Kentucky has to offer. Our selections for sale include paintings, photography, and crafts. If you are a Kentucky artist wanting to get your work out to the world, contact us today. We are also now seeking writers for our new endeavor, Kentucky Creative Press.
That if Kentucky got ahead by on Kansas, was it Kansas? National champions?
Yeah, and you know what?
By 10 points,
you know what?
Jump in the snow.
Of course we don't have any sound. And so that means I've got to do this all over again because we're on radio. So just hold on, guys. Stick tight for just 1 second.
Like what we do? Share this on your socials and tell everyone.
Welcome back to Wildcat Sports Talk.
Well, the second time is usually the charm, so that's how that works. We just didn't have any sound. We had nothing. So it is what it is. But hey, we're fine.
We're back now, and if we don't have sound, let us know, and we will fix it. But anyway,
what I always love though is how we'll get 3 minutes into it before anybody says anything.
Well, it takes a little time,
Like that.
There you go. They said
that blows me away. But anyway, so
now we are joined by tell him, Adam.
So this is Kyle. He's done several shows with me when you've been out, and he's done a great job, and he's also helped us with some camera work as well. And honestly, in the documentary film, we're going to talk a little bit about that. What are your thoughts on that? Your initial first thoughts on this documentary?
On the documentary,
because you guys kind of got to see a sneak peek, all right? And it's not even. Honestly, it's close, but in the grand scheme of things, it's not really close to being done.
No, but I'll tell you what I saw today before we did the show. You showed me and Kyle. It was pretty awesome, man, because there's a lot of footage, and we knew this was going to happen. We videoed so many things behind the scenes that I forgot about most of it.
Yeah.
So when you brought up that footage, I was like, I didn't even realize we were videoing at that time. So it makes really, really good stuff. Guys, listen, we will let you know, but make sure whenever it comes out to check out our documentary, Wildcat Sports Talk. It's actually called A Big Blue Dream.
A Big Blue Dream.
The Wildcat Sports Talk story.
That's right. It's going to drop, and we're going to try to get it to drop on some streaming services on one of them. I don't know which one, but you should be able to get it on one of them.
Yeah.
So that's the whole plan, and so you guys should be able to get that. And I'm excited for it. I mean, I think it's going to be a lot of it's going to really give you guys a lot of insight on kind of what we do, and our struggles, man. We've had some struggles.
We have, and Kyle, you're welcome. Thanks for joining us. But you got to see some of it. There was some footage that you'd never seen before.
That's exactly what I was about to say. If you're a true big Wildcat Sports Talk fan and you've watched everything that Adam and Tim's done, and even what I've done with them, then you've been up to date pretty good on it. And let me tell you, there's stuff that you've never seen before in this documentary.
Yeah, there's going to be stuff that
there's happy, there's sad, there's funny.
There's going to be stuff that that are so when we turn the camera off here, the other camera goes on.
Yes.
And you get to see the real raw emotion.
That's what I was going to say, raw emotion, man.
That Tim and I go through when we have a horrible football season after COVID, by the way.
Yeah.
And then our horrible basketball 9-16 season. There is one video, man. We're done.
Well, and I'm going to tell you, honestly, there's some footage that I'm not proud of. I'm just not proud of it at all.
But it's
like it's ridiculous.
We act ridiculous. But, you look at that and you go, man, we were in a bad place.
Yes.
And I think, honestly, people will take away from this documentary, and what I want them to take away from it is, okay, there's these two guys, they're creating a show. Yes, that's the forefront of the documentary. But there's a secondary thing that I'm trying to show you in that after COVID, man, we all dealt with emotion.
Mm-hmm.
And we all dealt with just, we were not in a good place.
Could you imagine if we didn't have Wildcat Sports Talk, how we would have made it through that? I don't know how.
They did.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I couldn't imagine that. That was our outlet.
We had that. But, there are also those times where we show that having Wildcat Sports Talk was sometimes a chore.
Yeah, it was stressful.
It was a chore to even do it.
Yeah.
And, you're going to see times where we talked about getting rid of the show, being done with it.
If someone had never seen Wildcat Sports Talk and they watch our documentary, what do you think they'll think?
It'd be a good introduction to it for sure. It's so many years put together that you guys have been doing it, and it's just from the start, not even to the end. Like, it's just the beginning still.
Mm-hmm.
They may be more parts to this documentary.
Yeah, but it's going to take them on a roller coaster ride, ain't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like from happy to sad, emotional.
And as you guys were saying, it's a lot of raw emotion, and that's the part of being a fan, man.
Mm-hmm.
You got to have raw emotions through the wins and through the losses, and that's really what this documentary shows.
So I'm going to go ahead and give you guys a tentative time frame for this. I plan on next week having a full version of this documentary done.
Wow.
And then I want to kind of look at it together, and then we revisit a few things, polish it up, and then we want to get it out there to the people.
There's a lot that goes into that, man.
It's a lot.
There's a lot of editing. There's the audio. There's just so much that goes into it.
There's so much more than you all realize. So, guys, it's going to be a lot of fun, and I've had to just enjoy making it. The memories, man. The memories of the interviews that we've had, and then there are those videos that we would take, and it was just like, man, this is awesome. Like it showed our blood, sweat, and tears for 2.5 years that we've put into this show, and honestly, it goes right up to now.
Yeah, and what's cool, Adam, I was just sitting here thinking about it. You can see our emotions. We wear them on our sleeve. But when we have, like, our favorite players on the show and we're interviewing them, you can see how happy we are.
Yeah.
And then you see us after Kentucky loses a game they shouldn't lose, how emotional we are. It's just crazy. It's the true Big Blue fan experience is what it is.
And like I said, it just goes in with being a fan, It's more than a sport. I mean, it keeps us connected even when, basketball season's not in play, or maybe football.
Yeah, well, the other thing too, and this is something that as I was pulling this, and I watched kind of our own personal progression, right? So, I try not to take it so emotionally now like I did back then.
Mm-hmm.
When I first started, man, I was mad.
Yeah.
I was fired up, But I try not to let myself get to that point, although I still do. It's just that it's not as bad.
That's cool. I don't see the name, but we got a very nice comment come in there. Just a little bit I've watched this show, I felt like I have a second family over your way. It's awesome to have that bond with all of y'all.
Well, I'll just tell you this. I want you to know this. Just this documentary is 100% for you.
Yes, definitely.
You will actually come right into
You'll
being
see
our
how
family.
we prepared for the show, how we ended shows, how we watched games.
You'll basically, there were times that the camera was rolling that if you put yourself in the point of view of the camera, you're hanging out with us.
Yeah, definitely.
It's the same feeling.
And like I said, I can't stress this enough. I'm not proud of a lot of it.
No, we're not proud of it at all.
Like, we're not putting it out to make us look good. We're being, we're putting it out there to go, this is what we are.
It's the good and the bad.
It's the good and the bad.
And honestly, I'll tell you this. You're going to get parts of it that I'm very, very proud of. That we accomplished this. But then you're going to get parts where, I mean, dude, there's parts of this. I'm just going to say some of it. There's parts where I'm going off.
Yes.
I'm losing my mind.
Well, the footage you showed me today, I didn't even realize I was being recorded, and I was done. I cashed my chips in. I can't take any more.
Guys, if you could have just seen the looks on both of their faces. And as they said, they forgot they were being recorded at this point. So it's true raw emotion. They were both just sitting there.
And honestly, what's going to happen, and I see this being a thing, we're going to have to drop something like this every so often.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I see them, the folks out there, wanting more. They're going to want more.
Well, and I'll tell you this, and I bet you a lot of our followers, if they were being recorded, we would see a lot of the same reactions.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
So where can you find this documentary at, guys?
So like I said, the idea of what my whole plan is to have this documentary on some sort of streaming service, and major one, by the way, too. I've talked to people about that, and the idea is to have it either on Hulu, Netflix, somewhere out there.
That would be huge.
Somewhere out there on one of those streaming services. That's the plan. At the very least, we're going to drop it on YouTube, so it'll be on there for you guys to watch it there. And we're going to have a pre-release party at the movie theater in London, Kentucky. So for the folks that want to come out and see it on the big screen,
you guys have to come out and see it on the big screen because we'll be there.
We're going to be there, and then afterwards we're going to talk.
Yeah.
So
do a little show. That'd be awesome.
Yeah. So And you talk about a true reflection of the fan base. I don't think there's not going to be a better documentary out there.
We bring a different approach. You bring that real aggressive, mad or happy, and I bring that kind of laid back, kind of build up, and then I lose it.
You know? It like all piles up.
Never turns around.
It's fun, man.
Yeah.
Hey, I tell you what, man. I am so thankful for this show.
Yeah, me too.
And happy that we were able to do it, man, because it's just been a blast.
And you know what's even better about that? The most important part about all of it is the fact that we have done this show, and it's come to a point now where now it's just the next level, and now it's just building that up forever.
And guess what? I didn't plan this, but you know what I just did before we started this show?
What's that?
Scheduled me a tattoo of Wildcat Sports Talk.
Oh, yeah.
So then there you go.
So, yeah.
That's
I can't
it.
wait to show everybody
it's
that.
It's cemented in its legacy. Wildcat Sports Talk is here to stay. My name is Adam.
My name is Tim.
And we are Wildcat Sports Talk, presented by the Kentucky Daily. Y'all take care.